Greetings, Sirs and Madams. I'm Xeno'jiiva, and we're playing Monster Hunter World. So this is a solo lance run of the Arch-Tempered Xeno'jiiva. Now it's not that great for a speed run. I do mess up a lot, but for me it's a decent time that I'm pretty happy with. I'll like, if I can find the time, maybe I'll try to do a proper speed run. So I think some lances I've gotten it to around 8 minutes, and a bunch of other like melee users, they've got it like down to sub 4 or some crap like that, but whatever, I'm not that kind of a genius. So if you fought this Xeno'jiiva before, you'll have noticed that it's actually a really big pain to fight without using heat guard. So this is kind of a speedrun attempt, so I'm actually going to forego heat guard and I'm going to be using the fireproof mantle instead. Now, the problem with that is that this guy burns the ground a lot, and the fireproof mantle, it doesn't really last long enough for that, so I'm going to have to tank some of that damage and just recover it with health regen. Yeah, that is an almost lethal combo almost every time, so just be very careful of that. So yeah, this version of Xeno'jiiva, it's much more aggressive and much more accurate. When you're attacking his claws, I actually highly recommend that you don't stand in front of the toes, because that will leave you vulnerable to some of his homing attacks. I actually recommend you stand behind its wrist instead. That should be slightly safer. Okay, so you'll notice that the Xeno'jiiva doesn't really stay down for very long when you trip him by hitting him. Oh, dang it. Yeah, he causes a lot of tremor. Come on, get up, woman. Ugh. Man, he's getting real laser happy. I can probably just recover this with health regen. Yeah, he causes a lot of tremor. I'm trying to just guard through most of that. Yeah, I think there's like at least 2 new attacks that cause tremor. 2 or 3 actually. Yeah, he has a bunch of new attacks. Unfortunately, we're not really going to be able to see many of them in this run because, when you're speed running, you're going to be you're going to be trip locking this monster a lot. Oh boy. Wow, that's 2 times in a row. Wow, that was really unexpected. Okay, so here's the special part of the fight. So when Xeno'jiiva is in his enraged mode like this, and you'll be able to tell because his chest is red, if you hit him in the chest in this state, it'll actually cause a long knockdown state. And this is basically how all the speedrunners are trip locking him. So while he's down, you're gonna basically just pump as much damage into the chest as possible. And when he's up, if you can get enough damage under the chest, you'll knock him down again. So if you're good enough and you have the aim, you have the timing, you can pretty much perma stun lock him. But unfortunately, the lance requires quite a bit of precision. So this monster does wiggle around a lot. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't just get him to stay still for me the whole time. Yeah, and what's kind of unfortunate about that is not every weapon actually has the vertical reach to do this. Like for instance, I don't think dual blades will be able to do this at all. Sorry, the gunner weapons will probably be fine, lances will be fine, and as far as I can tell, I think long swords and charge blades and probably switch axes will be okay. But if you don't have that vertical reach, you might have a lot of trouble against this monster. You're gonna have to pretty much just have to rely on hammering focusing on his claws instead, which isn't great in comparison. Yeah, so you'll notice that I am not using anything resembling time attack rules because yeah, this thing has a lot of HP and all kinds of gimmicks up its sleeve, so I basically have to throw everything at it that I have at my disposal. So I have my my Palico equipped with the Choral Orchestra, and he also has a poison weapon. So normally I use a sleep weapon on my cat, but you know, Xeno is immune to sleep, but he does take quite a bit of poison damage, so that's pretty useful. Okay, and while he's in the air, you actually do have a lot of openings to reapply buffs or sharpen and stuff. Just make sure he's not focusing on you. Okay, so Xeno is outside of his enraged state. Oh yeah, I'm wearing Rocksteady. So here, you're basically just trying to, well, A, stay as safe as you can, and also do as much damage as you can to try to re-induce the enraged state. And he does take, like, really increased damage when he's raged. So here we go. Yeah, if you can counter... Oh, Jesus, that is not really good. God, I hate how they just lay there like they're on vacation. It's terrible. Ugh. Yeah, I do have a little bit of guard on this set. I find that if you don't have any guard, it makes it really difficult to deal with the high knockback on a lot of Xeno's attacks. Yeah, and the double palm slam, like, it's a really scary attack, but it's technically an opening to hit the chest. Ugh. Okay, so it is actually fairly difficult to hit Xeno's chest because he's wriggling around a lot, and even with the up stab, you have a pretty good chance of missing if he's not doing an attack, because normally his chest is up in a very high posture. Okay, here's the opening I was talking about. Ooh. Okay, I didn't quite knock him down with that, but there you go. Yeah, but he does have those little spikes on his chest. If you can actually hit those, they, like, sometimes they're down far enough for the lance to reach, so you're gonna have to be really precise to get those. Okay, he's going in the air. Unfortunately, this is just a big waste of time for me. Yeah, typically you're gonna get a pretty good speed run if you prevent them from, you know, getting into the air at all. Yeah, and that move right there, that one gives you a really good opening to sharpen. Okay, he's gonna belly flop. Okay, he's cooled down from the rage, unfortunately, so I can still hit him in the chest. Generally, I'm gonna do pretty good damage here. And it does flinch him, but it doesn't knock him down when he's not raged. Yeah, I hear that the skill Agitator works very well against Arch-Tempered Xeno. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of good armor sets that have it, and the gems are just exceedingly rare. I've only seen 2 people get them, like, ever. And the game's been out for almost an entire year, so yes, but if you have those, like, consider using them. They should help you out. That was weird. Yeah, normally the hitbox on that is gigantic, but I guess it just, like, went right over my head. Okay, and this attack kind of gives you a long opening, but no access to really any good weak points. Like, normally you can hit the tip of his tail here, but he has it conveniently off the map. So I'm just gonna do whatever damage I can get here. Wow, why was he aiming that? Okay, and as you can see, the ground is lava, so I have to make liberal use of the fireproof mantle. Okay, this is one of the new attacks. The tail is a little unusual because it kind of looks like he's just sitting still, but the tremor on it is pretty ridiculous. A lot of people hate that attack, but, you know, with Lance you can counter it pretty easily. Oh, that was a really lucky counter. There we go. Okay, so he's re-enraged. We can start trip blocking him again. They're doing pretty good damage. Yeah, I was doing my best with the Devil Joe Lance. It definitely had higher damage output than this, but I don't know. There's just something about dragon damage that just doesn't really work well against Xeno. He actually starts resisting dragon damage when he's enraged, I think. And also he can cause Dragon Blight. Oh, there he goes. Okay. That was a bit rough. Okay, so my kill time was 9 minutes 52. That's sub 10, so I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, let's look at the set. Okay, the claw augmented for health and affinity. And you can see the skills on the right. So, of course, I'm using Kaiser Gamma. And we gemmed in a little bit of weakness exploit. You don't need 3 when, you know, you have this much affinity already. And yeah, basically we're going for attack. And you need that 1 point of guard. Well, it's not vital, but it really helps. Like, it gives you more openings, especially when, you know, he's doing a lot of the slam attacks and stuff. Yeah, even the ground tremors have really high knockback. Yeah, but yeah, that run was pretty okay for me. It's my fastest so far, but you know, if I can find the time and the patience, maybe we can try to get a faster run. I think using Draken would probably have higher damage output, but I just use this set because it has more flexibility, and you know, I'm still kind of learning my way around this monster. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this commentary, so we'll see you next time.